Hey, this is Sir Charles Carey. I want you to join me on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. for the TRU MU Podcast, True Music. That's where we talk about all things.
I'm a musician, singer-songwriter, producer, engineer.
All things creative.
Me and my co-host, Carl T. Smith, the smooth one, will be glad to hear you, glad to talk to you, answer your questions, and talk all things music. The TRU MU Podcast, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Be part of the energy.
I can see that thing that makes men stop, stand still, all in denial, suffer loss of will.
What's going on, people? We are back again with another episode of the TRU MU Podcast. That's right. I got to remember what camera I'm on. I got a different setup depending on where we're shooting from. But, we talk about all things creative, all things innovative, music, business, and the like. And I'm here with none other than my illustrious co-host, Mr. Carl T. Smith, the 21-year-old that's just learning all these ins and outs of the business. What's going on, Carl? I couldn't hear a word you saying. You on mute, bro. I see he's coming in. I don't know. Why someone's always trying to call me?
Let them know you maintaining. What's that, Charlie?
Yo, I can't talk to you right now. I got a live podcast we on. I'm gonna have to get back with you, brothers.
All right, Charlie.
All right. Man, it all happens right here, right now. So today, yeah, I can hear you now. You good?
Oh, okay. I'm good.
Anyway, so today we're going to talk to a brother that does a plethora of things. He's creative, he's innovative. I've known him for a short time, but he's got his hands in STEM from the creator's perspective, and we want to learn more about that. And he goes by the name of RAZA. So we're going to bring him to the forefront so he can talk to us about what he does, how he does, and who he serves best. What's going on, brother, man?
What's going on? How y'all fellas doing?
Man, we're good, man. So good to catch up with you. I know you're pretty busy. You got a lot of things going on. Before we jump into the gist of things, tell us a little bit about the young version of yourself. Are you originally from the DMV?
Yes, I was born in PG County in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. The funny part is I'm the only person in my family born here in the state. Both of my parents are originally from Nashville, Tennessee, and like most of my family is actually from there.
I was just watching a documentary about songwriting on Amazon Prime, and of course they're talking about Nashville, the Grand Ole Opry, and that so many people have come through Nashville, and they have some of the best songwriters in the world, basically. Yeah, wow, that's amazing.
So it's cool.
So how long,
like dual culture?
When did that transition happen? When you were very young, or was it
just I never lived there. I always lived here. I was
you always lived here. Okay.
Yeah, so they came like, I don't know, 15, 20 years before I was born. Yeah.
Right. So, well, tell me what kind of kid were you, man? Because to know that you're so creative and you're up on, tech from different perspectives, what kind of kid were you?
I was definitely there we go. I was always a very creative kid. I was the only child too, so I was definitely a kid that had to entertain himself.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like, I'm thinking about a lot these days too, how much I was already creating little worlds. I was really into Legos, really into tech, playing outside, making up stuff with friends, exploring, kind of getting into trouble, seeing what we can get into, just very curious. And then I had older parents as well, so they always took me everywhere. So I was around a lot of adults. So it's like just learning from a very young age and having conversations, asking questions.
Well, we got a lot in common because even though I wasn't an only kid, I had some of the same or very similar qualities as far as being very curious, wanting to know the answers to things. I entertained myself a lot because I guess I was a kid at the age that my older siblings was out and about doing their things with their friends. and I was like 7 to 11 years younger than them until my younger sister came around, and I just had to, use my imagination, and I have a very vivid and active imagination. In fact, for fun, I used to read the dictionary, man, and I was cool with it.
Yo, I used to have the whole set of encyclopedias.
Stop
Like, that's what,
playing.
like, the generation we still had that. I used to go in that and just learn different things. That's what my original Google before Google came out.
Maybe we need to tell people what encyclopedias are, because I don't think a lot of people know what encyclopedias
even
are.
know.
Carl, do you know what an encyclopedia is?
Not that old. Not that old.
With the books with all the pages and big explanations and the detail. Man,
You got one for each letter before you got to start at the letter. Like, yeah, I need the archer.
You mean the World Wide Web on paper?
On paper, there you go. In fact, there was so many
God.
different types. There was Britannica, there was World Book, and there were about 2 or 3 other popular ones. Man, in fact, you used to have to go to the library to get the info.
To get it.
Yeah. What Stevie Wonder said, I wish them days could somewhat come back again, Man, okay.
I know, yeah. Now just like the instant use voice. I don't even have to type it anymore. It's very interesting.
Man.
How, like, being curious has gotten a lot easier in the future. And that's one thing I really love about the present.
Now, were you did you say you used to draw?
Yeah, yeah, I used to draw. That's how I actually got into creativity overall, was graffiti, and how I came up with the name RAZA was a tag name.
Did you do graffiti, Carl? Did you do that back in the day? Because where Carl and I come from, that was like the norm. Did you, Carl? Come on, you can tell us.
I didn't.
Carl, you can be honest with us. We're not going to tell anybody.
Honestly, no, I didn't get into it. It was into so many other things that I didn't have time for it.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So from art and from Legos and art, and did you also ever dabble or get involved with music directly, like playing an instrument or singing or anything like that? Was that ever in your wheelhouse?
Yeah, so when I was 5, I asked my parents to play the piano.
Okay.
And so that's definitely introduced me to music and allowed me to read music. And then I played the trombone in high school. So, but when it comes to with the piano, I understood the fundamentals of it, but it never clicked, right? Like, I had to memorize the songs, like, to where I could play it with muscle memory. So I could read the music, but like to see it translate and just play it how like a lot of piano players I respect do it, it just never clicked that way. With cameras, it was like the opposite. It was like an instant kind of connection. And it's funny because you bring the instrument up, because I bring that comparison up with a lot of different things where, like, I feel like some people just naturally click with certain things. You got to know what's like the cameras versus what's your pianos. Like, you can put all your work into it, but it may just not be for you. It may just not click. But I've always had that love and appreciation of music.
But it's funny, when you what you just described was perfect, because when we think about the Count Basie's and all of these people, they were, I guess, trained sun up to sundown almost every day of the week, and it became muscle memory for not just them and their generation, but even the Stevie Wonders, or I'll say the 60s, the 70s. A lot of people were like knee deep ingrained in an instrument, and that's how they became so well versed. Because I know I like a lot like you were. We would get our instruments to take home over the weekend, as well as playing in school and for certain assemblies, and I could chart read, but I couldn't wait to get my instrument home so I could try to play the popular stuff. And that was all trying to figure it out by memory and by ear. And, I understood the fundamentals of reading and how to play, and the connection of what you see on the chart and how to transfer that to the instrument you were playing. But it was just so much easier and fun. I was undisciplined. Let me put it like that. I was undisciplined. Unlike Carl.
Fair.
Carl was like, This Carl plays like 20 instruments and stuff. He
You
can't
gotta
even
do
relate to
something
what
these
we saying.
days.
Huh?
You got to do something these days, you know.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. And so when you started with, well, Carl, you go ahead. I got some questions, but go ahead, Carl. You hit him with some questions, man.
So you play trombone in high school.
Mhm.
Do you still play?
No. I feel like if I would have played the saxophone, I would have kept going with it, but the trombone just not a sexy instrument, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I know when I was going into college, I didn't want to do the marching band life. So it's like, yeah, and then I was still we'll get into it, but I had other passions that I wanted to get into when I got to school.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Nice.
So when you out of high school, then you let the trombone go.
Yeah, because when I was 17, still in high school, we started our first clothing line. And that was the transition of I was doing the graffiti, messing around with Photoshop. I didn't even have a camera yet. I was taking pictures of myself using the webcam of the MacBook and was just messing around with stuff, doing a lot of testing, cloning myself all over my parents' living room, just like learning how these tools work and learning off of YouTube. And then my friend saw what I had going on. It was like, hey, we've always kind of loved fashion. I see what you have going on. Why don't we try to translate that into a clothing line? And my parents helped us get our LLC at 17, and then we started just figuring it out.
So what kind of stuff y'all made? What kind of clothes did y'all guys make or come up with?
The whole brand was called Unique and Uncontemporary. The whole premise was we wanted to show people how they could be unique, being themselves without falling into the fads and trends of society. And being uncontemporary meant that there's nothing truly modern. We're all
Okay.
taking things that the leaders and innovators did before us and revamping it to what we're doing today. So that went into a lot of taking things that we liked and either remixing it. Some of it was original ideas, characters we would come up with, just a lot of just interesting things that I would come up with designs on napkins and put like the name of the clothing line and like vampire teeth for Halloween, just different creative things that like kids our age were liking. And then it turned definitely more into a lifestyle brand where I didn't realize it at the time, but we were like one of those first, like how they had the streaming content people all together. We were doing that in like 2008, 2009. I didn't realize that's what it was. I just knew we needed to be entertaining to sell the clothing and kind of build the brand of it. And I always love building the world around it. But I didn't see that we were more of a content house than a clothing line that should have really just been like more merch.
So you said you were being or wanted to be more entertaining. What did that part consist? How were you entertaining? Like, what was that like?
We were
Was
doing
it the
like skits.
designs? Oh, really? Skits?
Yeah, like skits and like different videos that we had going on. I remember that 70s show. They had the scene where they would like smoke a weed and it would go like in a circle. We recreated that. And I figured out how we could shoot it, and we were working on improv. So I allowed my friends who were like on the team at the time to like all be a part of it. So it was something that we could have grew into like characters in the world that you kind of get to know. I just didn't see it for like what I felt it, but I was like, I didn't understand at the time what we were building. Because it got to a point where I was like, I don't want to run a fashion company.
Okay.
I like doing because like when I started the clothing line, we were 17. We didn't have money to like pay photographers, stuff like that. So that's how I started learning how to do all these things. I had to take the pictures. I had to build a website. I had to learn it. And then certain things I learned, I'm really good at this. So it kind of it kept going. And then once we got to that point, I was like, well, I feel it'd be easier to sell people their own dreams than trying to like push our own when we're not really feeling it. So that's when we transitioned from a clothing line to a creative agency. And that's when I started working with clients.
So was it before we get to the clients, the fashion, was it shirts, pants, both, hoodies, hats, or what?
Streetwear, yeah, kind of the same stuff we're making now. Hoodies, hats, accessories, t-shirts. Definitely like putting our designs on like blanks, getting them made with a different manufacturer. Like I'm getting back to roots right now. But yeah, it was definitely streetwear.
Okay, what you got, Carl?
So and this streetwear, well, you said you did 2008, right? So
Correct.
when you was at that time when you was doing because you were doing the thing, but you didn't realize that it should have been merch, right? But did you sell a lot of merch? Did you sell a lot of? Okay.
I would say we did a decent amount. I wish we could have done better always, but yeah, I mean,
Well,
we
I
had a
mean,
really
yeah,
good run
but
with what we did and had like
right.
a lot of good fans with it. I had at some point a 20-person team that was like definitely helping me with the different events. It definitely culminated into an event, like it turned into a culture that
Okay.
I'm definitely very, very proud of, and like a lifestyle movement and a community that I'm definitely very proud of. Yeah.
And you
That's all right.
transition now, so now you do it for other people.
Kind of, sort of. There was another transition, but after the client work.
Sure.
Before you get to that,
Mhm.
I know you said you learned
Also,
that
Charles, you muted.
really.
I hear you.
Oh, okay.
I hear you.
Yeah. Before you
I can't hear him. That's weird.
Before you picked up your clients or started with clients, can you hear me now?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I can't hear him.
Because I'm not muted.
Is he muted? Check to see
maybe,
if he's muted.
yeah. Maybe he's muted. Check 1, check 2.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would be able to hear him, but
Well, Carl, I was going to ask him, what was his first camera that he picked up? You can ask him. Maybe he can hear you. Can't hear me.
what's he saying, Carl?
Can you hear me? You can hear me, but can't? I don't think so.
I can hear Carl, but I cannot hear Charles.
You can hear me. Oh, okay. So what he wanted to know is, what was your first camera?
Oh, I actually have it right here.
Oh, he got it. It's sitting right there.
Wow.
I use
right
it
next to me
right now. Yeah, it's called the Canon G11. So it's like a point and shoot but it has like the full settings on it, and I call it the pocket rocket.
Right.
But this is actually like my daily driver now. I started using it again because I wanted something that was compact and easy to use, and like I don't have to carry the big boy. You know what I mean? So I could leave this at home.
Yeah, the whole
I'm not doing
suitcase.
like a full production, right? I could just carry this anywhere. So yeah, this is the first camera that I use and the one I still use right now.
So what do you think about the phones? You know, the idea that a lot of people are doing a lot of work just using a phone these days.
This is my phone, is my webcam right now. That's my main video camera these days.
Wow.
So granted, again, what I do, when I stopped trying to do client work and like stop chasing, because like I'm not a videographer. Like I am an artist and creator who does all these things. So I've produced many podcasts, web shows, different content, all from iPhone. I'm a huge lover of the best camera the best camera is the one you have on you. Whatever allows you to create.
The one that's in your pocket.
And,
right.
Yep. And upgrade from there, use your creativity.
I mean, the pictures that I could have had back in the day, if I had a pocket phone, you know, everything you had to take the picture, then you had to get it developed. But I was moving around so much that I couldn't wait for them to develop it. So it just didn't make any sense at the time. But I sure wish I had one of these daggone phones back then.
I believe it. Yeah.
Can you hear me now, Roz? You still can't hear me.
Can you hear me now?
Nah, I'm gonna try to reload. Let me see if I leave and come back.
No, you don't. No, don't reload. Hold on, because you can hear me. I don't understand. You know what the deal.
That's what I'm saying.
I can hear him. Right.
I don't know what I did.
But then again, you know, I'm not gonna say anything about.
No, good.
I'm gonna say anything. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna say anything. You know.
But you ask him about the camera that he's using, his pocket rocket. Is there a new version of that? And I mean, I know what he said about his phone is his camera, but is there
Is there a
another?
new version of that? Your pocket rocket or your pocket phone,
Oh
or
yeah,
not your pocket phone, your pocket
yeah,
camera?
the G11. Yeah,
Is
they
a newer.
upgraded
There's
this
a
thing
newer
a
model,
couple times. Yeah,
That looks in pretty good shape.
right? But ain't
What
nothing like
about?
the old one, right?
it was available and free.
Nothing like
Once
the old
again, hey, the best way you
Ain't
got, the best
nothing
way
like
you
the old one. Nothing like the
it's
old
already
one.
paid for. It's already paid for.
Nothing like the old one.
So ask him
As
about
long as
his
it
phone.
works, it's nothing like the old one.
Exactly.
Is his phone like maxed out? Does he have like the highest level phone with the most pixels and the most memory and all that?
His question is, do you have the highest level phone? Will you have like the the phone with like every piece of, are you on an iPhone 355 or
Gotcha.
you
Yeah.
still
So I
use your
don't have
regular phone?
mine came out, what was it, like last year, 2 years ago, the 17,
Okay.
but I do have the Pro Max 1 terabyte for sure. Yes. Like
Oh.
but I don't, it's the the Pro actually. I don't have the Pro Max because the bigger screen don't add a lot to me because I got the smaller one this year and I love
Right.
how easier it is to carry, and I see the same amount on the screen. It just, the text is a little smaller. I was like,
Right.
oh, it's no point.
Right.
And then I
Right.
bring where is it?
You got everything right there and close by.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Boom. My iPad mini. I carry this everywhere. And then I got this on the cellular connection too. So I can carry this by itself. It'd be good.
So that'll handle everything. You can stream, do whatever. Oh, okay.
And if
Okay.
it's not on that, it's
Sounds
gonna
good.
go like in a notebook on paper. Yeah.
You still got paper?
I
Okay.
have to. So like I'm neurodivergent. So like, all right, see, you gonna see how old school it get. I got a whole whiteboard with post-it notes that like maps out the whole goals and
Oh,
everything that I'm building. Cause like I
okay.
almost have to see it visually, so like I can move
Right.
it around and see what I'm doing and like how things checked off and how things relate to each other. Cause like it's in my brain. So now how it lives here, I can focus on other stuff.
You can, right. At one glance, you can see the whole thing as it goes.
It's just there.
So,
Yeah.
right. I got you. I got you. I got you. So you say, so you've transitioned from playing the trombone into taking pictures. What did you start doing next? Because you said transition from there.
Yeah, so that was in college when we kind of started transitioning into, okay, I want to explore this photography thing. But I've never like worked with anyone with it. I just been kind of following my friends around with this little guy, having a good time. So then when I got to college, I linked up with a party promotion group who got me into like the nightclub, starting to shoot parties. Then we would start going around the campus and start asking girls who wanted to kind of model. And then I kind of did like a Model T Henry Ford system where I got 5 girls who came to one photo shoot. So they all had 5 different outfits. So basically I did 5 photo shoots all at once. So it was like a rapid pace of learning how to work with different models, how to work in a different environment, how to have conversation, how to keep people organized, how to produce all that together, giving them ideas for like Halloween shoots. Everybody came in a different costume. It was smooth. So then those same people will help promote the parties. So that was kind of like its own, seeing how an ecosystem could be built. Yeah.
Right.
Am I still muted?
Can you
It's
hear
always
him
kinda
now?
like using that photography as be. Can you hear me? Oh yeah. We back now.
Oh, really? You hear me?
Oh wait, no, damn. He was.
Okay, it's all good.
In and out.
It's
No.
all good. You got to download some of them pictures you got on that phone.
I'm gonna try to reload.
So I'm telling you.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, man. But it's quite an interesting story. You know how he has transitioned, and I guess it's kind of like a natural evolution for creatives because only kid, you entertain yourself. Legos and drawing, and dabble in music and you dabble in this and that, and all these things happen, and then you finally find your sweet spot. So kind of makes sense in a sense. I think a lot of us find ourselves in that same fashion. Life's experiences, man. Except for
Oh
you,
yeah.
man. You were born doing all this stuff, man. It seemed like.
No, but you know what? I mean, being all the stuff that he was saying, being an only child and all that other stuff, I could relate to it, and stuff. But yeah, I think there was more of a check out. I think he's back. There was
Okay.
more of a follow the path all the way through. Just keep
Yeah.
going and learn this a little bit, learn that a little bit, and just keep going. And
it's
pretty
like
much,
the arts, like the creativity guys were calling him to find the path. Get on the path.
well, it's funny for me though,
Mhm.
because it was like for everything that I'm doing now, my parents gave it to me when I was young.
What do you mean by that?
Well, when I was a toddler, man, I had they gave me my own little piano, this little piano, that I had, and then when as things, well, my mother made sure to have a piano in the house all the time, or my grandmother's house, and then all the different things. Like if I was interested in video, I was given a switcher, video switcher. I was given, I was given all the stuff that, and I don't even think they knew what it was. They
Okay.
just, it was like, oh, you interested in it? Here, do that. Stay off the street.
I can relate to that a little
stay
bit.
in the street. It was like stay in the street, but take care of that.
I can relate to that a little bit because I remember as a young man, teen, preteen, whatever, getting my first Polaroid camera. I was like, whoa, and the pictures would come out, and I was like, I got my own camera. So then I had to figure out how can I make money to get film, because I was just shooting any and everything, and I think it was like that Polaroid land camera. You only get but maybe 10 shots, so and then I had my own stereo in my room, so it means I can go buy my own albums and blast music, even though the quality wasn't great. So I was kind of like, RAZA. I was following a path. Music was calling me, although my parents were musicians to a degree, my mom and my aunts and stuff. But I didn't know that I would actually do what I'm doing now. So I wanted to, though, desperately. So it's funny, you get to be much older and you're able to really control your destiny. It's like fantastic.
Mm.
Good.
Yeah, that's definitely where we at now, right?
Yeah,
Seeing where we in
because
control. Mm-hmm.
I have, not being braggadocious, but I have everything that I need, as far as when it comes to putting on a show. I have my own PA system. I have lavalier mics. I've got cameras. I've got lights. I've got all the things you need. Only thing I would need would be a body to operate it for me. And I know how to operate all these different components. So it's like a kid in a candy store in an adult's body. I have fun almost every single day. Go to my studio, write a song, tweak it, record the vocals, whatever. So yeah, man.
And see, that's why certain people don't be understanding the smile like that, right? Because that's how I be feeling. It's like, man, I be living life in like a cheat code. Like I get to wake up and get another chance at bat to keep adding to
Yep.
this and building this like web that I see just in my head and make other people's realities more of their vision more of a reality. Like that's dope to me that I
Yeah,
get to
it
do that.
is. It is. So how would you describe I guess your main business function today?
Mhm. Uh, I help creatives run themselves more like businesses, and I help businesses be more creative. What that looks like depends on the person and their problem. But
Okay.
for most of the people, it's helping them create content. Whether definitely my photography first. I have been really big in creating a boundary of I want clients who fit my natural style. So I went
Makes sense.
really big on the whole light painting. Once I figured out a certain editing style that I really liked, I wanted to lock in and just make everything with that. I even went back to my old work and applied that style to it. So like I'm telling like an overall story with every picture that I'm even putting out, and being able to find clients that naturally align with that look and that's helping them tell their story. That's dope. All right, more of that. I got way more into writing, bringing my like kind of bringing back my graffiti in a way that I'm not trying to tag walls, but I have something to say. Um, I write poetry, as my fans call it. I still don't like calling it that. But I'm not trying to be on stage saying a piece and things like that. But I would love to design a room where I can sit back and see how it affects you and create an experience now.
So
So
is
it's
that one?
my
I want
side.
you to continue on, but with that one particular element, writing the
Mhm,
writing, is
mhm.
that in the process of evolving into what you eventually want it to be, or is it just something you're doing for now as just writing?
That's a good question. No, I never thought about it or considered myself a writer. It was always again a part of the things that needed to be done, but I never had the confidence as a writer. As a when we had the clothing line, I had someone whose job it was that no copy or writing went out until she reviewed it, because I don't trust myself in like how I'm gonna convey it. I know what I want to say, but I feel like you're gonna make it make sense in the way that's gonna sell or make sense to other people. So like I had someone whose role that was on my team. So no, I never considered myself as a writer. I majored in engineering. Like that's numbers, concepts, systems. That's my thing.
Yeah, but see, Raza, what I see, as soon as you said that, what hit my brain, and I mean literally what hit my brain was taking spoken word or poetry to another level, a place that it's never been. Like I could imagine you putting on a show, or someone that does what you do and feels the way you do about your writing, having a show where you're writing, people come to this event, right? So they're all sitting there, there may be food, drink, whatever. So they come to the show, and then each written piece is its own entity. And as they're there at the show sitting down, the writing comes up on the screen, almost like AI, right? And it's your words, and it may be set to
Hmm.
music, maybe set to images, and that's part of the show, piece by piece. So all of a sudden, this writing comes up on the board, and it's like maybe even it's dictated. I don't know, but again, that's not for me. This is something I do. It's a gift I think
I
God has
like
given
that.
me.
Thank you.
I give ideas to people
Appreciate you.
for them. It's not for me. Now I probably could do it, but that's not my role. So I can
That was a
see,
solid download. Thank you,
you,
Source.
you got a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people in the room, they talking, having a good time, and now it's time for the show. Light may dim, maybe it doesn't, but then on the screen comes up the words, line by line, maybe set to music, maybe someone's dictating it, and then after each piece, yeah, well, this was inspired by blah 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 blah, and the next piece you'll see how they link together, and then the next piece, the same thing, or maybe even different. But that's just how my brain works, man. You know, so I'm
No,
the yeah.
was so cool. So the writing was first it started as art therapy. I just
Mm,
needed to express myself. Then it turned into I'm sharing it with my friends because I thought this was kind of good. And then they're like, yo, that's like really resonating this and the third. Then that came into more confidence of then putting them on my website on what I call the backlog. Then that turned into my fourth photo book, where I took a core of those pieces, some of my visuals, handwritten like mantras that I did, and made a project with that. That's an experience. Which your experience talking about goes definitely into what I'm working on now is making that like a show,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
something you can walk into and just kind of experience. I love that element of it, and that's definitely something that could be integrated what I got going on. But yeah,
Imagine
it's
it
been
being in
very
like a
cool.
museum type of environment. You know what I
What I
mean? Like
want.
it's like,
Yup, that's
whoa,
what I want.
works of Raza works or something, whatever
Yeah,
you call it. You
that's
know?
100% what I'm working toward now as an artist. And then with the client side, I'm taking on people as the referrals come in, and I see the alignment.
And it's like, and I love it because it's been not forceful. It's been just patience, alignment. We may talk now, it may come back 3-6 months, but then when it did come, it's been perfect timing.
Yeah.
Like what they needed, I may have been able to do it, but now I need to do that because it's working with what I trying this puzzle piece I'm building over here. I was like, oh, that's crazy. It's been feeling like cheat codes. And this has been a little bit of patience, a little bit of silence, and then being ready once that thing does come back around.
And people don't realize the benefit of being quiet, being silent, being present in the moment. You don't have to always do anything. The moment still has a way of serving you if you allow it to. Just be. The state of being is what I call it. Man, it's to me, it's just powerful. It's just powerful.
Very. Yeah.
You'll
The
learn
book
about
is
that when you
called
grow up,
Duality.
Say what?
You'll learn
What you
about
said?
that when you grow up. I know you're only 21 and a half, but when you grow up, you'll learn about that, man. The state of being. Now you
It's gonna
probably,
take
I know
another
he
50
knows.
years before I grow up.
I know he know what I'm talking about because creatives, we just innately have that at moments. Sometimes long stretches, sometimes short stretches. Sometimes we got the attention deficit thing going on. Sometimes it's a part of whatever. Because I could be right. I could be writing a song, and then all of a sudden I boot up my PlayStation. I'm ready to play a game, and then all of a sudden I'll say, "Oh snap!" I get an idea, and then I go right back to the song. Guy asked me today, "You still playing your games?" I said, "Yeah, man. I didn't buy a PS5 just to have it. I bought it to use it. It gives me calm. Sometimes I'm playing, but I'm not really paying attention. I'm just allowing my mind to just sort of like flow
state.
flow state. Yep, that right there.
Yeah, that's why I started making these joints too. Yeah. Like I
What
said,
are
I
those?
call it zines, like handmade magazines, like back in the
Okay.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first one I made because it was okay. So with the creative agency, my core clothing line team helped me started doing that. We started picking up client work. We're shooting videos, doing this, doing that. But I'm getting swamped because I'm still doing all the video editing. But we would like shoot for a week and then I gotta disappear to like edit it all.
I love
So
editing.
I do not. I love shooting, I love coordinating, I love producing. I do not like video editing.
You like
Photo
directing?
editing, I love photo editing. I will never give that
Okay.
up, especially I do it on my phone, but video editing specifically, yuck. Yuck at it. So my right hand at the time was like, Raza, you got to figure something out because you can't keep disappearing. We're trying to make moves. We're trying to grow this thing. We got to figure something out. So that's when I started learning how to build the overseas team. Like I started on
But this is
Fiverr.
outsourcing, yeah, man, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. Now I know how to like write a job post, find like really good talented people either from the Philippines, wherever else, interview, do test jobs, and then build relationships with them. It's been so helpful. But I was like, okay, how am I making this work? Because there's been people I've been working with now for like 10 years. We were making full brand standards for certain people. Now they're helping me with my like little onesie twosie video projects that I get, but like it's been flowing, right? So I came up with like the 10 rules that like I figured out make that work. And I made like a handbook by hand. So like all those like pages that I put together and wrote it
Nice.
out by hand. And then ended up when you scan it, I can print them out.
Okay, and
But now
is
I
this
can,
going to be a product for sale or for the public or okay?
yeah. So this is the first one that I made. And then for like a mini collection where it all comes from my handwriting, it all kind of starts and goes together. Where this is on the
Okay,
back of this. And
nice.
then this gives you the insight into what this means.
So that's a package. You can package that.
It's
The
a
hoodie
whole
with the book.
package.
Yeah.
So even
Okay.
the pieces themselves become little mini ecosystems
You
that
need to
kind of
copy
represent and show
yourself,
how I make
man.
art.
You need to clone yourself. That's all.
I wish
Good luck with
that would
that.
make life a lot easier. Yeah. And
Oh,
then this is
sure it will.
the big ongoing project I have for my art is definitely the brick by brick, where I'm
Okay.
interviewing creatives. This is how I'm sharing my pieces. How you were talking about being dictated, because I know everybody don't read. right? So I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, I'm putting a lot of good stuff out there. I want to make it more accessible. So let me turn them into videos that I'll just shoot myself. I'm really just recording stuff I'm already doing. And then I'll just make a voiceover of the piece and then I'll find clips that match it. Boom. That makes
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. I think it looks dope. It's simple. I've made what I think I'm on 8 so far, that side of it, and then I'm interviewing people who I feel represent what brick by brick means and who are on that process for themselves, and sitting them down and asking them, hey, what are you building brick by brick right now, and how what are the things that we do as creatives or even non-creatives to keep going in life, and seeing how
So
those
you don't get a
nuances
lot of
line
sleep
up.
at night, then, I guess, huh?
Nah, not really. The brain don't turn on.
I can
Oh, I
relate.
didn't mention I still have a full-time job as well.
Oh
I'm a
man.
full. I work for an engineering company. The creative engineer is very literal. I've worked
All
for an
right.
engineering company for the past 10 years as well.
Got you. Got you. Well, it's a good problem to have, especially when, like I said, if I could switch age with you, man, with what I know and keep what I know, man, ain't no telling what I would do, because sometimes I feel like I'm wearing myself out, but I won't complain about it. I'll never complain about it, because there's so many people that have not done the things I've done, have not seen the things that I've seen, and have not felt the way that I have felt. And it's an
Scratch the
amazing
surface.
feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
What
It's
about
a
you,
difference.
Carl?
I
Any of
feel
that?
good. I feel good.
No
Like,
doubt.
yeah, it's all right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel good. I feel real
Like,
good.
it's cool, whatever.
That's what's up. Whatever's clever, fella. Or whatever's clever, Trevor. Yeah, man. That's all good. It's all
Man.
good. So do you have any projects coming up, or any particular things you're working on that you have the liberty of speaking to?
Yeah, getting out of my own way and putting everything I just showed you out online.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Because all of this has definitely been behind the scenes, foundation, understanding how does this even all work together. But now it's like it makes sense. Like I wrote a 30-page handbook for the assistant that I'm working for now. Like we got the plan. Now it's execution, figuring out my own insecurities, getting out of my own way, creating the systems to
Yeah.
create content, be in front of people, lock in this the venues that I have for my first show, do it, see what works, what doesn't work, and keep going.
You gotta let some of that stuff drip out. Do you have a date for your first show?
Uh, Not yet. We're thinking about Q4 October for like the big one, but I want to do
Okay.
something before that, like to kind of
Yeah.
lead up to that. Yeah, so I would like to do something in the next like 2-3 months, but the owner of that venue don't know yet, so I got to interview her first, build that relationship, and then we're gonna have that conversation.
Right. So
Because
imagine
I
how
think
I
it'll be a
felt.
great opportunity for both people. Her space is lovely in Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay.
I gotta hold on. I want to
So
shout her
imagine
out quick
how I
on
felt
camera.
this morning, man. I woke up and my speaking website, the whole homepage was like somebody jacked me up, and I'm like, okay, I hired a guy, outsourced a guy to fix some things, and
Mhm.
I told him that I plan on working with him on some other things, but I just haven't had time. And I'm wondering, I'm like, did he sabotage it so that I could have to go back to him to have him fix it, pay him to fix it, and work on that other work? So of course, the first thing I did, it's okay, change passwords, change all your PIN numbers, and then just go ahead and do it yourself. And that's exactly what I had to go do for my homepage. Thank God the entire site wasn't hijacked, but just that
Right.
homepage, which could be costing me money, and I cannot afford that. So I'm like, damn. So I spent maybe 2 hours doing that, trying to remember. I had to put myself back in a different mindset, because I do it all, but I don't want to have to do it all. And since I paid him, I figured I would be good. But oh man, so now it's like I'm definitely not going back to him. I don't even know if he did anything, but I can't trust it. I just can't. I
Fair
have
enough.
to outsource to someone different just in case it was him. Because
You try to
people,
reach out.
no.
Mhm.
It makes sense to do that, to reach out, but at the same time, it's like I can't give you the power, or I don't want to plant the seed for you to maybe circumvent what I'm trying to do. And if you're innocent, it's okay. I'm not mad at you. I don't like it,
Oh,
of
fair
course.
enough. Yeah. I got you.
I can't let that energy settle on me. So, because energy is transferable, so I have to take what I know and do what I have to do, and just monitor my stuff more often than I have been, so that I can avoid some of these interactions. And maybe I may have to invest more on the security on the site. That's all.
I understand that. My mindset on those type of things is I'm willing to pay for a mistake once, pay for that lesson.
Yep. So, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it's all good though. Oh, who's this? Does someone even have a comment? Let me see. What is this? Oh no, that's something else. Yeah, but folks, if you're just joining in, we're speaking of Raza. He's a man of many talents, true creative, a true innovator. I would definitely recommend that you tap in on social. You tap in, ask questions. We will get back to you answering any questions. I know it may seem like this conversation is all over the place. That's only because it kind of is, but it's all good. Creative flow like that. We talk about this, we feel that, we think of this, and it all comes out to a goulash that creatives understand. But yeah, man. I
It's the
know
curse of the polymath. Yeah, it's just it's all just connected.
like a poem I wrote a long time where I said it is what it is, and what does that mean? Whatever happens, there's no in between. It just is what it is.
Indeed.
Yep. But October is your potential date for your show.
Yeah.
You may be doing it in, was it Arlington or Alexandria?
So the one in October is Baltimore, at a
Baltimore.
music studio and gallery combo. The first
Okay.
one that I would like to do in the next 2 to 3 months is a coffee shop in Alexandria.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you have coming up, Carl? I know you've been on the road with Leon from the 5 Heartbeats. You guys got any more dates coming up?
Yeah, there's a string of dates coming up. I got some other stuff, and then I got my own stuff that I'm dripping and dropping and dodging and flopping and all that other stuff like that.
But are you coming to the DMV with Leon and the Peoples? That's coming up, right?
Yeah, that's coming up.
Damn. You sounding like doing the robot.
You gotta catch it back up. You gotta slow down.
Let me see. Let me act like I know.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Internet connection, all that stuff.
Did I lose y'all? Because I know my thing just started.
Yeah, you did a little bit, a little something.
Whatever. Yeah. But in June 20th, I'll be down in DC.
Okay. And when is your project coming out?
Still stuck?
A single. You got a single or something? No, you're not stuck anymore. When is your project coming out?
Okay. No, actually, tomorrow. Listen here, tonight. As soon as I get off this thing, I'm gonna start sticking some stuff out. Yeah,
we got exclusives.
Yeah. You got a single coming out, or how you doing it?
But yeah, just working on it. I just had to get everything. I'm gonna throw 15 singles all out at one shot.
You gonna drop the
I just
whole
needed
album.
to get the stuff. Let me get 15 singles in one shot. I just needed to get the stuff in the places that it should be in before I leaked it out to the public. So yeah.
Okay.
I just finished up some stuff today, so I'm gonna let it go.
Foundation.
If I hold on to it, then what's gonna happen?
Indeed. Yeah.
Well, my joint came out
here. Y'all late.
Officially on April 11th. Sucker for Love came out. So far, so good. We keep pushing it around. I'm going to start working with the band on learning the song. I want to start performing some of the songs around town, and just keep it flowing, stay in flow state. Right now I'm mentally doing some things because I had some dates that are shaky, so I want to solidify either those dates or some additional dates because you know how it is. We want to keep working, man. And I got a wedding this week, and that's good. We just did an event 2 days ago, but I'm not satisfied. I'm still hungry. I'm still thirsty. I want more. So, and I'm worthy of it. I'm deserving of it. So let's go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No doubt. You already know, Carl. Shoot. Let's go. Let's do this. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, but anyway, so folks, we have been talking to Raza, and we have been talking about the creative element, the innovative element about what we do and how we do. And again, any comments, questions, things you agree, disagree with, by all means, please post your comments, and we'd love to get back with you and talk to you a little bit more about what your perspective is and some of the things we've shared. And with that being said, until next time, I always say you have to be part of the energy. So can I show that? Can you just be part of the energy? Be part of the energy. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're sexy, so good to me.